presented about our materials before. Then, before we explain, let me introduce ourselves. My name is Valerine Qory Mustofa.
And my name is Latifah Listiawati.
I'm Ria Dhaturahimah.
My name is Yuvirawan.
And I'm Aulia Pretyna Ramadanti.
So, alright, now let's hear our explanations about the materials. Happy watching! Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Now our group will explain about the next chapter, which entitled Acquiring Knowledge for Second Language Use. The first material, the competence and use, will be explained by Ria.
Okay, the first material is about competence and use. So, the first is communicative competence. What is the definition of communicative competence? Communicative competence is everything that speaker needs to know in order to communicate appropriately within a particular community. Communicative competence includes knowledge that speaker and listener have regarding the right language behavior and speech behavior, also about things that make effective language behavior related to communicative goal, or it can be called knowledge of cultures. Therefore, it includes linguistic competence. There is pragmatic competence. So, what is linguistic competence and pragmatic competence? Linguistic competence is the knowledge of the language code. For example, its grammar and vocabulary, and also of the convention of its written representation. And second is pragmatic competence. Pragmatic competence can be defined as what people must know in order to interpret and convey meaning within communicative situation. Okay. So more clearly, communicative competence involves knowledge not only about the language code, but also about something what is said, to whom we want to say, and how to express it correctly in certain situation. And then communicative competence concerns the social and cultural knowledge that speakers have to help them use and interpret linguistic forms. And then the relationship of knowledge among domains of context, content, cultures, language forms, and language use is dynamic, interactive, and constitutive. It means that the relationships of this knowledge continuously changing and developing.
Okay, and then the next is academic versus interpersonal competence. L1 competence ideally involves a broad repertoire of knowledge which people need to communicate appropriately for many purposes within their native language community. L2 competence is typically, perhaps unavoidably, much more restricted, especially when SLA takes place in a foreign language setting. And then the priorities for L2 use. Academic competence, the knowledge needed by L2 learners to learn about other subjects, scholarly research as a medium in a specific professional or occupational field. And then interpersonal competence, the knowledge needed by L2 learners primarily in face-to-face contact with other speakers. And then priorities for L2 activities. For the academic competence, the sequence is reading, listening, writing, and speaking. And for interpersonal competence, the sequence are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And for the classification of activities involving language use in written mode, for receptive, reading, and for productive is writing. And for oral mode, the receptive is listening and the productive is speaking. And then for the next material will be delivered by
the next person.
So the next is components of
language knowledge. So there are 5 components of language knowledge. There are vocabulary, morphology, phonology, syntax, and discourse. So I will explain about vocabulary and morphology. So vocabulary or lexicon is the most important level of second language knowledge for all learners to develop, whether they are aiming primarily for academic or interpersonal competence or for a broader scope of communicative competence that spans the two. And the core vocabulary in every language includes function words, a limited set of terms that carry primarily grammatical information. For example, in English, the most frequently used words include determiners, prepositions, conjunctions, pronouns, and auxiliary verbs. And then the next is morphology. Second language, as we know, morphology or word structures can be very important for vocabulary development as well as for achieving grammatical accuracy. And then grammatical accuracy in many languages requires knowledge of the word parts that carry meaning such as tense, aspect, and number, or it called inflection, morphology, or inflections. For example, ski, coming, and books. In morphology, one word can be one word plus the other. For example, ditambah suffixes or affixes can be have different meaning. For example, like book and then books. Book mean one book and books mean many books. So that's all for me. And then next material will be delivered by Eric.
Okay, now I will present about the next material, which is phonology. The mastery of the second language sound system was considered by the first priority for teaching and learning during the middle of the 20th century. This level of language received much less attention during the second half of the century as major interest in linguistic theory shifted from phonology to syntax, and with general acceptance of the critical period hypothesis, which claims that learners past the age of puberty are in all probability unable to achieve native-like pronunciation in any case, no matter how much effort is spent on the learning task. And then, as a component of academic competence, proficiency in phonological perception is required for listening if learners are studying other subjects through the medium of second language, and at least intelligible pronunciation is needed for speaking in most educational settings. Transfer from first language to second language phonology occurs in both perception and production, and is thus affected in both listening and speaking. Trubett's Qory characterized perception of second language speech sounds as being filtered through the phonological system of first language, which acts like a sieve. Particularly at early stage of acquisition, second language learners are likely to perceive second language pronunciation in terms of the first language phonemic categories which have already been established. Alright, the next material is about syntax. Depending on the theoretical linguistic perspective one takes, acquiring the syntax of another language may be seen as an issue of internalizing new construction patterns, generative rules, different parameters, for innate principles, or collocational probabilities and constraints. Whatever the analysis, the process begins with recognizing the sentence are more than just combinations of words, and that every language has specific limits and requirements on the possible orders and arrangements of elements. Constructive analysis helps us anticipate some of the problems and difficulties or lack thereof that we may face in trying to acquire another language. Our first step is realizing that certain aspects of language are universal, but how they are expressed may vary greatly. All languages have structures for making statements, asking questions, and denying assertions. Sentences in all languages consist of a subject and a predicate. A predicate consists of verb, or a verb and one or two objects, plus other possible phrases expressing such things as time, place, frequency, manner, goal, source, or purpose. But the other elements on degree of flexibility in their order may differ radically. Using S for subject, P for verb, and O for object, linguistics classify language according to the typical order in which these components occur. Okay, the next material will be explained by Firdi.
Okay, I will explain the last material, that is discourse analysis. Okay. Before that, we will discuss about the definition of discourse analysis itself. Okay, discourse defined as the language beyond of the sentence, and analysis of discourse is typically concerned with the study of the language and the text and conversation. Okay. Next, interpreting discourse analysis. Okay, the discourse usually defined as language beyond of the sentence, and the analysis of the discourse is typically concerned with the study of language, the text, and conversation. Interpreting discourse is a way to make sense of the language that has ungrammatical rules. First, it's defined three, that is coherence, cohesion, and speech events. First is question. Question is the conversation connect to each other, but it doesn't make sense. For example, someone said, "I like boys with dark hair and brown eyes," and B people's answer, "My dog has brown eyes and long tail." It can be A and B connect in words but brown eyes, but it doesn't make a sense. Okay, next is coherence. Coherence means the conversation don't connect to each other, but it makes sense. For example, someone said, "That's the telephone," and someone said again, "I'm in the bed." Okay. A and B have the connection, but not connection. But A understood that B cannot answer the telephone because B is still in the bed. Okay, the last is speech event. Speech events are all social activities which language has important role. Okay, I think that's all for me. Any question?
Right, I think that's all from our group. Thank you for watching this video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.